Welcome to the class. Today we're going to work on the backs. They say in yoga that you're as young as your spine, so we need to really keep that well stretched and flexible and everything. So first of all, either lying down on your mat, or you can sit with crossed legs. But you're going to be closing your eyes, taking your senses inwards. If you're sitting with cross legs, I recommend putting a chair behind you so you can feel it on just touching your back with the block quite near the chair seat behind you, and that will help you being aware of sitting up and lengthening your spine. If you're lying down, just think about letting go and resting the spine on the mat with your feet, your knees bent and your feet on the mat. So either way, I'll let you get organised. And just think about how the spine feels. Be aware of the length of the spine and what's happening there. And then just closing your eyes. Just have the awareness that there's an inner wall of the spine as well as the outer one. There's also the other side of the spine that's inside your body. So can you visualize that? Just taking few gentle breaths, being aware of how the breath can help you release your spine. Keep it in place. I'm just reading you a few words from A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, another wonderful book. And it's about not minding what happens. J. Krishnamurti, the great Indian philosopher and spiritual teacher, spoke and travelled almost continuously all over the world for more than 50 years, attempting to convey through words, which are content, that which is beyond words, beyond content. At one of his talks in the later part of his life, he surprised his audience by asking, "Do you want to know my secret?" Everyone became very alert. Many people in the audience had been coming to listen to him for 20 or 30 years and still failed to grasp the essence of his teaching. Finally, after all these years, the master would give them the key to understanding. "This is my secret," he said. "I don't mind what happens." He did not elaborate. And so I suspect most of his audience were even more perplexed than before. The implications of this simple statement, however, are profound. When I don't mind what happens, what does that imply? It implies that internally I'm in alignment with what happens. What happens, in inverted commas of course, refers to the suchness of this moment, which always already is as it is. It refers to content, the form that this moment, the only moment there ever is, takes. To be in alignment with what is means to be in a relationship of inner non-resistance with what happens. It means not to label it mentally as good or bad, but to let it be. Does this mean you can no longer take action to bring about change in your life? On the contrary, when the basis for your actions is inner alignment with the present moment, your actions become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. roll to the side and come to sitting with your legs crossed. Lifting your spine, backs of your hands lightly on your knees. Your head nicely centered, lifting the crown of your head and stretch your arms up. Right through to the middle fingers, but not lifting the shoulders, shoulders down. Tummy working in and up, supporting your back. Breathe. Breathing in and lengthen, breathing out and bringing your arms down. And have a little twist, so stretching the left arm up, turning to the right, holding the right knee, bring the right hand behind you, breathe in and lift, and breathe out and turn. Lengthening the spine. And come to the centre again, breathe in and lift, breathe out and turn the other way. Breathe in, lift the spine, lengthen, and breathe out and turn. Breathe. And come back to centre. I'm going to do some salute, so take everything out of the way and come to the front of your mat. Good Tadasana. Tall. Hands in Namaste. And breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down the calf, retain into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, smoothly into cobra, down into dog. Breathe in, step forward right, breathe out left, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back, knee down, look up, into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, and roll in smoothly into cobra, down into dog. Breathe in, step forward left, breathe out right, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into Namaste. A little bit taller, breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank, breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down, breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, right foot forward, and left foot, breathe in, stretch up and back, hands into Namaste. Even taller still, breathe in, stretch up and back, breathing out, fingers in line with toes. Breathe in, bring the left foot back, knee down, look up, retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, step forward, left. Breathe out right. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Just get your breath back for a moment. Standing very tall. Let's have a little side stretch. So stretch the right arm up, really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen on that side. A little bit more. Breathing and down. The hand on the hip, stretch the one up. Breathe in and lift, lengthen from the hip, and breathe out and down. Both arms stretch up, lengthen. A little bit over to the left side, but keeping from the hips down. Balance. Breathe in, come back to centre, breathing out, over to this side, and release, and down. Release the shoulders, stretch the right arm up again, and bend and bring the hip over to the right, arm over to the left, so you're getting a nice stretch here. Crescent moon stretch of the spine. Breathe in and lift. Breathing out and over to the other side. Good. Breathe in and come up. And palms down. You'll need a chair in front of you now. And we're going to do chair dog pose. So hands on the ends of the chair. Make sure you're secure and the chair is not going to move. And walk that back. And have a look at your feet. They should be facing forwards. The sides of your feet in line with the sides of the mat. Spreading the toes. Breathe in and lift the hips. Breathe out and lengthen. So pushing the chair away, but gently moving the hips back. Trying to get some side movement. Lengthen. Breathing in, breathing out. Good breath, breathing in, breathing out. Try and bring the heels down a little bit more. Be aware of the stretch on the backs of your legs, the whole of your back, your arms. Such a lot happens in dog pose, wonderful. And then come down to bent knees. Sit on your heels with the toes together, knees apart, and have a child pose, well, with the arms forward, bottom down, hands still on the chair. Still some space between the ears and the shoulders. You might want to move a little bit away here, but still getting a nice back stretch. Okay, let me one hand down, the other hand down. Backs of your hands against the mat. Release there. And then breathe in and come up. Come to all fours. And move the knees under your hips. Make sure I'm not going to hit yourself on the chair. A bit forward. So come back on the chair. Okay, and then start to lift. I'll start with the left one, see if it's a bit better. So start to lift the knee, but without bringing the hip up and an angle here. So it's a bit of work around the bottom here to keep all that even. And then start to bring the chest through. You start to get a little bit of a back bend. It's really lifting up more than through, really. That's a bit of both. And some people might be able to lift the right arm up, get a bit more lift with the chest there, and down. Okay, and then the other side. So knees about hip width. Start to lift the right one. Right, now you're not moved out like that, are you? Try and balance. You've got to be a bit compact around the bottom and the hips. A nice angle with the knee, so have a quick look round. And then see if you can lift a little bit, chest through a little bit. And you're balanced on that other leg, just the front of the foot. See if you can get that balance and start to start of a bend of the back, and if you're balanced, maybe you can lift the other arm. Get a little bit of work starting, and then down, and normal dog pose, and release from there so you can get a bit more evened out again. A couple of breaths in dog pose. Moving the weight back now. Having a nice stretch of the back. Knees down. Come up to standing. Going to do Trikonasana. So we're going to stretch to the back of the chair with the right hand. So you need to bring that right foot a little bit under the chair probably. Lining up the toes in a straight line. Turning the Left toes in a little bit, right toes out. Getting that lovely lift of the spine. Stretching the right arm up. Really lengthen that side. Turn the palm towards the chair. Breathe in, breathing out. Can you reach the back of the chair? I'm just moving a little bit because not quite. Are you all lined up with the arm lined over the leg? And what's that hip? What's happened to this left hip? And then you can lift the left arm. Make sure you keep the head back, everything in line. Have a quick look. This arm back. And then can you bring this arm over? And smile at the same time. It's a lovely stretch. And shall we have a dynamic coming up? Breathe in and come up. And down. Turn the other way. So, wide again. Try and get a leg length if you can. And a nice straight line with the toes. Turn the right toes in a little bit. Left toes completely out. All lined up with this arm in a minute. So stretch the left arm up. Lengthen, lengthen. Breathe in. Breathing out. Can you reach the back of the chair? No, I can't. So you have to move a bit if you can't. Now, here's your chance to check that the arm is over the leg. This shoulder is back. We're all in line here. Then maybe you can reach the back of the chair. If not, you have to move a little bit more. Let's stretch the other arm up. Now you have to check yourself. Have a look. Do you think you're in line? Breathing in, breathing out, lengthen. Maybe stretch this arm over. Keep it back. Keep the head centered. Looking straight forward, a little bit up. Breathe. And dynamic now. Breathe in and lift. And feet forward and release. Okay, have a little wiggle out. And we're going to do warrior one with a block. So, you could block on a book or something and here. I'll just put it on the chair for a moment. Step back. Now, you want to really get this front knee lined up with, so you can gently put it on the chair and you can keep that angle nicely so you won't have to worry about that. So you need to get yourself into that position. The back leg nice and straight and lined up with the other one. So you've got to adjust so that you can try and get your hips facing forward. That's the next thing. Then you can pick up the block and stretch up. And this will really help you lengthen. I find I need to turn my toes out a little bit more to keep the balance of it, but I've got this knee in place. I can do that. So the body is facing straight forward here. You're lifting the block up towards the ceiling. The lower abdomen is working to support your back. And now you should better really look up well because you're balanced. You don't have to worry about that. The outside of the back foot is down. Might be able to bring the arms a little bit more back. Lift the chest a little bit more. But keep the length. Keep the length. Make sure you don't crick your head right back. That should be just length. So you know the length now. So keep that right foot slightly turned out. You can step forward with the left. Make sure you're lined up nicely. Bring the hip round. Make sure the toes are spread enough to balance you with the back leg without turning the hip out too much.
20 minutes.
And then the knees lined up with the ankle there. Nice. Secure there. Then you can lift the block. higher and higher, trying to lift the shoulders. Then now secure on that back leg, that's your stability, outside of the foot. Then you can lift up and back, and that's the start of back bending, isn't it? Breathe in, breathing out. And looking up, keep the back of the neck long. Breathing in, breathing out. Oh, it's a lovely stretch. And come up. And release. Just stand in Tadasana. And breathe. Feel lovely, welcome back. I'm going to do some work on camel. So you need a chair in front of you and kneeling. And the hips are, well, depending how high your chair is and how tall you are, but the chair just touching your body where it touches, the feet going straight back. If that's uncomfortable, you can roll something quite thin under your ankles, or you can tuck the toes under. So, first of all, lifting up. Okay. And lengthening first of all. I like to lengthen before going back. So have a stretch up. Lengthen both sides. Breathe. Over to the left side a little. Both hips down. In line rather, and over to the other side a little. Up. Lengthening. And now, what I want to do first of all is try and get the shoulders and the shoulder blades working. So if we, I practice this quite regularly in the morning because I like to keep my spine going, and I was thinking, well, if I can interlock here and stretch back, that's going to really lift my chest. So I thought, well, that's quite a good start, you know, before I do the camel here. So have a go at that. Interlock. Stretch the forefingers out so you're pointing down, so you can sort of press down towards the mat. Now, and you can start to lift the chest and bring the shoulders back. So start to get some movement in here. Now, when the head goes back, not everyone likes bringing their head back. I don't mind with this, some things I don't like, but keep it long, so the head's really just going with the rest of the body rather than trying to get it in further. And so we start to go back, but keeping the hips here against just touching the chair, and then you're starting to get this lifting the chest. So here it's just a nice lifting and stretching as well. So when you've done that, then place your hands on your sacrum here and the lower back, and then just sort of pull down so that stays down, and then again getting that lift of the chest, so you're gradually starting to get into the posture. And then let's do half camel. Now try and keep don't turn your head to look at me, try and keep the head in place. Bring your right hand down towards your right foot. If it doesn't reach, you have to come up again and put the block there, or if you come up onto your toes, you'll be able to reach this heel much better. So we're doing the right hand towards the right heel, then stretch the left arm up and keep the legs of the body, and then change. So stretch both arms up, breathing in, breathing out, leave this right arm up, and come back with the left hand to the heel. Try and keep lined up, try not to turn, try and keep your body lined up forward and in contact with the chair, and then lifting up over a little bit. If you get any discomfort in the back, then you've gone too far, you need to come up a bit, and then come up and release. Okay, so I'm ready to do the posture now. Both hands, breathe in, breathing out, bring the arms back, lift the chest, keep the hips forward and see what you can reach. But try and keep length in the spine, length of the body, and then you may be able to bring the head back, but keep the chest lifted, keep the hips forward. Breathe. Breathe in and come up. Place your elbows on the chair and slowly sit on your heels just as they are. Just bring your hands back just a little bit. And then, just very quickly, I found that it made the Gomukhasana easier if I tried that. So bring this left hand, left elbow behind you and your hand up. Stretch the right arm up and back. See if that helped, because of that stretch. See if that helped this posture. Keep lifting up. Can you turn and look to the left and keep that left arm back? And then can we change from there? Bringing the elbow towards the spine, bringing the hand up, stretching the opposite arm up, seeing if you can reach, lifting this left elbow here more, right elbow, sorry, here more, bringing it back, keeping the hips in place, don't have to change that, and turning your head and bringing that upper arm away, so you can see. And release. How about the dog pose on the chair? Again. Take a couple of breaths there. Lengthening out and evening up. And then we're going to do a bit of work on bridge, breathing in and come up with a nice straight back, lying down. You can move the chair away really. Away. Okay, on the mat. Okay. Feet on the mat, walk your feet in towards you. Make sure the feet are facing forward, so the toes shouldn't be coming out like that. Bring them forward, even a little pigeon-toed, and walk the heels as far as you can into towards the bottom. And then place your hands flat on the mat. Breathe in. And start to lift the hips up. Keep the head centered. Now do not turn your head in this position. You might want to have a quick look at me, but not when you're in the posture. I can talk you through it. You shouldn't have to do that. So lifting the hips, moving the knees forward so you're lengthening the spine. You can walk your shoulder down, so lift one a little bit and move it down. Your shoulder down away from your ears that way. Press with your hands, press on the feet and stretch the knees away and lift the hips up. Keep the head centered. Breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. As you breathe out, can you press on the legs? It really starts to work the leg muscles as well when you're pushing on the feet, using the muscles of your legs, and then come down slowly and release down. next thing, if you can reach your heels, that's good. If not, you could go get a belt and put it round in front of your ankles and hold it there. So your feet are as close to your bottom as the heels are as close to your bottom as you can. And you can walk the shoulders down and your bottom towards your feet more so that you can hold your ankles. Centre your head. Keep it centred, breathe in and start to lift. Lift, lift, lift. You might want to walk, tuck your shoulders under, the knees forward. You can press on your upper arms down, that helps. Press on your feet, you can feel leg muscles working. And get that lovely lift of the back. Good. And coming down slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Release for a moment.
10 minutes.
And arms and legs together now. Lift up, knees over, knees away. And any more of the upper back, can you get up? Breathe. Slowly, slowly down. And release. Just bend one knee in and stretch up. Hold, keep your back down. And down. Stretch the other knee in, stretch up. Keep your back down, this will release everything. Down. Slide your hands under your bottom and maybe you can get a little legs up. So see if you can balance there. Feel all the tension drain away from the legs and the hips getting heavier. Make sure the head is centred. You're not lifting your chin at all. Can you get a comfortable balance? It's best to bring your bottom under your hands rather than the arms. Works better. This is always good practice for you to do. Practice every day with your legs up the wall. Really, really good for the circulation. And then we're going to take the hands away, bend the knees in, place one foot down, other foot down, and get ready for your relaxation now. So, lying down on the mat and getting yourself comfortable. That's the main thing for your relaxation. And then I'm going to give you some yoga nidra today. So, are you lying comfortably? And then I shall begin in a moment. So, make sure you're nicely balanced. Chin's not lifting, arms and legs releasing, the back is comfortable. And so you're going to be bringing your full awareness to each of the following parts that I name. And this is going to increase body awareness and the ability to remain intensely focused while deeply relaxed. Very good for you. So just bringing your full awareness to each of the following parts in nature. The center of your forehead, the center of your throat, your right shoulder, your right elbow, your right wrist, your right thumb, your right index finger, your right middle finger, your right ring finger, your right little finger, your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder, the centre of your throat, your left shoulder, your left elbow, your left wrist, your left thumb, your left index finger, your left middle finger, your left ring finger, your left little finger, your left wrist, your left elbow, your left shoulder, the centre of your throat, the centre of your chest, the right side of your chest, the centre of your chest, the left side of your chest, the centre of your chest, your navel, the point between your two hip bones, your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle, your right big toe, your right second toe, your right middle toe, your right fourth toe, your right little toe, your right ankle, your right knee, your right hip, the point between your two hip bones, your left hip, your left knee, your left ankle, your left big toe, your left second toe, your left middle toe, your left fourth toe, your left little toe, your left ankle, your left knee, your left hip, the point between your two hip bones, your navel, the centre of your chest, the centre of your throat, the centre of your forehead. Start to bring your awareness back now into your whole body. Awareness of where you are, how you feel deeply relaxed now, a little gentle smile now. Start to walk your feet in, bend your knees in, roll over to the side. Take a couple of breaths and push and come up to sitting on your block. Hands in Namaste under the breastbone to lift the spine. Think about centering yourself. Open your eyes. Namaste. Have a good week, and remember, don't mind what happens. Namaste.